Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now finally we do have December update details, but thanks to inside the contest video and a lot of other kind of like leaks and information that had been provided to us in recent weeks, we kind of already know the majority of the stuff that is happening. But nonetheless, let's go break it down, because it's good to have a summary and, you know, the latest news, the latest update. So obviously Marvel Coins of Champion turns 8, so celebrate 8 years of Marvel Coins of Champions. There are going to be some special gifts, there are going to be special titles as well for each year that your account has been active in this game. And also going to be special arenas, which are going to be the 1 and 2 star arenas, which are the good ones, which don't require you to grind for 5 days to get the milestones and stuff like that. These are the ones that you can actually do relatively quickly. So I'm sure loads of people will be happy about that, as well as for the free gifts. Then we're going to have Sabotage at the Mantis House. That is going to be the monthly Cav EQ. Fortunately, we do still have to wait slightly longer till the updated difficulty comes to the game. So for now, we only have the Cav EQ. This time around, we also do not have the Elder difficulty on the side event. And new champion. It is going to be only one regularly released champion. Again, just to emphasize that. Jessica Jones is going to be an exclusive trophy champion, only available through the new banquet event, and basically the equivalent of the greater gifting crystal. So there's only going to be one new champion arena, which is going to be Mantis, and only Mantis is going to be eventually entering in basics and stuff like that, and Jessica Jones not. So most of you know Mantis. This is a bit different version of her. She doesn't look like she does in Guardians of the Galaxy movies, but the base idea that you need to know about Mantis is because she's an empath, so she can affect and influence and sense people's emotions and moods, and also extremely skilled martial artist. So those are kind of like the main things, which is also probably why they made her skill, even though it still doesn't quite make sense, but that's just me. Now we have Rocket's Holiday Scraptacular. For many people, myself included, Rocket's Scrapyard was actually very fondly remembered as one of the best events ever, and this time around hopefully they will manage to get that magic back of that event, because the cool thing about Rocket's Scrapyard event is that it was basically a store before stores were a thing, and also without a limit. It was an event where you could pick whatever rewards you want, as many times as you want, whatever it is. So basically you kind of pay an entry fee to enter Rocket's Scrapyard, and then you just go and collect whatever you want on whatever path. And that is basically it, and you can do it as long as you can enter. So if you want to spend all of your scraps on gold, you can do that. If you want to do that on 6-star shards, you can. If you want to do that on rank materials, you can do that too. So it's always nice to have these events where you can just pick and choose what you want and kind of discard all the unnecessary things. The banquet, I made a video earlier today about it. It's basically a gifting event. Just you can't gift banquet crystals. So not much is going to get changed there. This is a definitely a massive money suction event. So if you're comfortable with that, prepare your wallets. And yeah, I will do my best to do this as little as possible. I'm probably going to get the milestones, and that's pretty much it. Improved quest preview, that's kind of nice. Now, bug fixes and improvements, there are some interesting important updates actually coming. Like one of them would be the fact that Sil Warrior, Crossbones and Hood will reliably be able to trigger their abilities when dashing back. This has been one of the most annoying things ever. Additionally, Crossbones' signature ability will beautify all of the debuffs that you are gaining at a time, not only one. So that's also quite massive change there. And then on top of that, there are a few others, some of them more, some of them less impactful, depending how, you know, important Storm or Sasquatch or Dr. Octopus is to you. But the main one is definitely the fact that they're finally fixing the Hood and Crossbones dashback issues. Right, let's jump to the Kabam forum, where we have some more information about December. So, spiritual successor to Rocket's Scrapyard, we all know that. It's going to be 4 difficulties. Collect scrap from Scraptacular side quest. Use scrap to enter Rocket's workshop side quest. Pick a path and get your reward. Workshops are tailored to your progression level, cannot enter lower progression workshops. Your map will be the same for the entirety of Went, so basically the rewards will not change on it, so you can just pick whatever reward is there as many times as you want. I believe. Rocket's Workshop will remain open until January 18th, so that's a long event. Man, it's stretching in middle of the January. Sheesh. It says end date is January 11th, but it remains open till 18th. Okay, fair enough. No limit to entries. If you have the scrap, you can enter repeatedly. Collect the shards to open Teamwork, Dreamwork crystals. We're going to go over the crystal pool in a bit. There's going to be no battleground objectives in a little bit. Okay, so you can earn rewards in the solo event by winning fights, basically, everywhere. Also, scrappy solo events where you can earn scrap and you can earn cow crystal shards, basically. Solo objectives. Note, solo objectives will be tied to PRG. Every account will have access to some, but not all of these objective tiers. That's kind of interesting, because typically either we had just the one tier or all of them. But either way, we do have some rank 4 materials and TFI basic catalyst there. And some relic stuff, obviously, is there as well now, because relics are part of the game. And it wasn't a bad dream. Acquiring scrap. Collect the following scrap quantities weekly through Rocket's Holiday Spectacular side quest. Additionally, scrap can be earned through solo objectives. And this is basically the amount of scrap that you're going to be getting. I'm not going to do all the math right now, but normally you get fairly decent amount of scrap. We can see that doing this one quest, all paths weekly, that will be 25, 20, that will be 50, 100, 200, 350,000 from this quest alone. So you can enter like 5 times in the cab one. And in the cab one, the items that you can find are 6-star hero crystal shards, TFI basic catalyst fragments, like half a TFI basic, tier 2 alpha catalyst frags, 6-star signature stone, just the one. Tiny pathetic amounts of so to me personally, I think if you're gold poor, go for gold or go for TFI basics. That's probably the best approach here. But again, we all have different situations. There's nothing terribly exciting in this one, but you will be able to get at the very least quite significant amounts of the resources that you really need the most. But yeah, it's definitely nowhere near as exciting as it looked the first time around, I would say. And then let's take a look at the crystal pool. We have Star-Lord, Gamora, Rocket Raccoon, Drax, King Groot, Yondu, Nebula, Agent Venom, Venom Pool, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Red Hulk, Guillotine, Angela, Black Panther, Civil War, Mr. Fantastic, Guillotine 2099, Iron Man Infinity War, Nova, Storm, She-Hulk, Ronan, Silver Surfer, and Dormammu. This time around, I'm actually going to say that this is one of the weaker crystal pools that I have seen in quite a while. Typically, these pools are quite spicy, but we have quite a lot of champions that are in desperate need of a buff in this one, or at the very least already have received their buff and still end up being relatively mediocre. So it's still, you know, casual monthly cabs that I have the worst luck ever with. I don't even remember when is the last 6-star I got that. Also, MCOC 8th anniversary celebrations. December marks Malcolms of Champions 8th anniversary. It's wild to think of how much this game has grown over the years. We have a number of different ways to celebrate this community. We have anniversary login calendars. And the Paragon difficulty, you're going to get 1 6-star basic, 1 6-star featured hero crystal, 1 full tier 5 class catalyst, 5 tier 2 alpha catalysts, 6 tier 4 class catalyst selectors, 3 tier 5 basics, 5 tier 2 alphas. Then it's not too bad, actually. Some useful stuff in there. And Thronebreakers also get some decent stuff. 7,506 6-star hero crystal shards. Never mind, 15,000 6-star hero crystal shards. 2 tier 5 basics, 6 tier 2 alphas, 6 tier 4 class catalysts, and 25% class catalyst selector. So not too bad. Anniversary titles. I think this year I'm going to get the Celestial Being thing. But yeah, based on how many years you have played the game, basically, you get fancier and fancier title. And then we're gonna have Dethroned Arena solo event. No, there will not be rank rewards for this solo event. use 1-star champions in arenas, use 2-star champions in arenas. And keep in mind, there will be that special arena where you want to use 1-star champions in the arena. And we basically are going to get a whole bunch of units and a whole bunch of 6-star hero crystal shards, and also some tier 5 CC catalysts. So it's not too bad. Some battle chips on top of it too. This arena, this event is always quite awesome because there's like, what is it, 80, 120, 140, 160, 190 units in this thing in itself, and it's always very easy and very quick to achieve it. So that's quite neat. Free Quicksilver, yes. Everybody's basically gonna get everybody that is contender or above is gonna receive a 4-star Quicksilver. So typically, I remember last year around this time was the perfect time to start a new account because everybody received a Hercules, and having a 4-star Hercules from the very beginning of the game is kind of like OP. So we'll see if we see something similar this time around, or Brian does a new account challenge or something with Quicksilver this time. And then we're gonna have Halls of Glory, Fortune, and Healing coming back, and hopefully updated. They do not say that they are updated, but I must admit that Halls of Fortune, especially when it comes to gold and how much energy required, are definitely very, very outdated to a point where I just don't bother. With Halls of Healing, I do bother. I suspect that people who are in ISO troubles could also try Halls of Glory, maybe. But Halls of Fortune are definitely not worth the refills, because you need to use refills most of the time to get them all done. And it's not a large amount of gold you get there. And then we obviously have the banquet, which is going to be a 2-week event replacing gifting. But you will still be able to gift for a bit. It's not locked progressions. And we're also going to have a 14-day login calendar that is not locked in for progression. So everybody's going to have the same calendar, even if you, you know, are still uncollected or below. You're going to receive 4 greater banquet crystals, which typically value is around 1,200 units. 6 level 5 health potions, 4,000 6-star hero crystal shards, some refills, some special cap crystals there, some 5-star hero crystal shards. So, you know, for Paragon players, there's definitely nothing particularly interesting aside from the greater banquet crystals and 6-star shards. But for newer players, this calendar can be huge because, again, it is not locked to progression. That means every single person logging in will be getting these rewards. Then we have also a holiday gift. Log in between 24th and 30th of December to claim your holiday gift. But what is the gift? It's a gift, so it's a surprise, but it is divided by progression. So we don't know where the gift is going to be. That is more or less what's happening in December. On top of, obviously, your regularly scheduled broadcasts as Battlegrounds, Alliance War, and everything else. Suspecting that there haven't been any announcements, it does at the moment look like we will be playing Alliance War season throughout the holidays. So that always quite a contentious subject, but let's see how it exactly falls with the dates in the calendar this time around. Let me know what you guys think about all the activities in December that Kabam has laid out for us. And I will catch you guys later. See ya. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the